going to start with this breaking news. President Trump is wrapping up that first extended foreign trip of his second term this morning. The president securing hundreds of billions of dollars in deals with the United Arab Emirates and hinting that Iran is nudging closer to a nuclear deal. The administration aiming for peace in the Middle East as well as in Ukraine. Secretary of State Marco Rubio set to sit down with a team from Russia to try to hammer out a ceasefire deal. NewsNation's Kellie Meyer is live for us in Qatar. You've been tracking the president's movements for us. Kellie, the president speaking to reporters as he finishes up his trip. What do you have to say?
Yeah, and you know when President Trump is happy with a trip, when he goes right back to talk to the press about the last 4 days. And that's just what he did when he boarded Air Force One as he left the United Arab Emirates, set to head back to Washington. The White House setting out with this goal for $1 trillion in deals, and he's claiming they're going back to Washington with about $4 trillion worth of deals. He called this a historic trip, a great trip, and he said that it was a fantastic moment for our country. He also says the jobs and the money coming into our country, he says, quote, have never been anything like it. He says that there was a $1.2 trillion deal that they got in Qatar. They have the $1.4 trillion AI deal that they inked just in the UAE today, another $440 billion in energy sector with the UAE. And then he has as well the deal in Saudi Arabia earlier this week for $600 billion. So adding that up, he seems pretty happy with the deals he was able to ink on this trip. He's also talking a lot about the trade deals as he goes back to Washington to continue working on those negotiations with the 100 or so other countries that he's working to come to an agreement with. Now he's saying he has a new idea to get those countries to the table. Take a listen to this.
We have, at the same time, 150 countries that want to make a deal, but you're not able to see that many countries. So at a certain point over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think Scott and Howard will be sending letters out essentially telling people, it would be very fair, but we'll be telling people what they'll be paying to do business in the United States. So essentially be paying to be doing business in the United States.
So he says he's going to go back and reach out to these countries over the next 2 to 3 weeks to see if they can work out an agreement, basically telling them what he thinks the number should be. So we'll watch to see what kind of deals come out from that, Anna.
Yeah, it's really remarkable to watch all this unfold. And Kellie, the focus overseas now turns to Turkey with talks between Russia and Ukraine. What's the latest there?
Yeah, and you heard Secretary Marco Rubio saying he isn't expecting any kind of major breakthrough, but this is a historic moment. This is the first time you're seeing Russia and Ukraine sit down for talks, direct talks, in more than 3 years since the month after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. You're seeing at the table now in Turkey, the U.S., Russia, Ukrainian delegations working to find a solution to end the war. This was actually proposed by Russian President Vladimir Putin, but he was a no-show. Ukrainian President Zelensky showed up there yesterday, calling the Russian delegation showing up just decorative. Putin saying that Zelensky showing up was all for show. Trump saying that nothing will happen until he and Putin meet together directly, which he says will happen soon. Take a listen to this.
I think it's time for us to just do it. I said, they all said Putin was going and Zelensky was going. And I said, if I don't go, I guarantee Putin's not going. And he didn't go. And I understand that, but we're going to get it. We're going to get it done. We got to get it done.
And up until the very end of this trip, President Trump was teasing potentially going to Turkey, saying even this morning that he was thinking about going today, but he wants to get home because his daughter, Tiffany, just had a baby boy, so he wants to meet him. Anna?
Yep, and congratulations to Tiffany. All right, Kellie, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.